Well, hello, guys and gals. Thanks for tuning in yet again. This time we're doing a final on our Pro Street / Gasser build for 2020, hosted by Mr. Dylan over at NYS Modeling. And again, this is the third year running that we participated and completed something for this particular group build. So again, Mr. Dylan, thank you very much for hosting, sir. It's much appreciated, and we will be picking out a kit for next year, and it will not be an MPC. Ha ha. But in the meantime, what did we do? Well, we worked on the MALCO gasser, and we've done a couple updates in the past showing what we had been working with. And this one's definitely a fighter. There was little things here and there that we just didn't really expect to have a problem with. And, we did, but we were able to recognize that we're going to have an issue and then did our very, very best to overcome those issues. So let's get started with a tour. Again, we did the body in Tamiya TS58, which is their light pearl blue. And on camera, it looks like it's a little bit on the purpley side because of that pearlescence coming through, how it's reflecting the light. But it's actually a very, very light blue, very sky blue. It actually makes my backdrop look more green than it is of a teal color. But that color is just awesome. It picks up the light really well. We do not have a gloss coat on it at all. I don't think we'll ever put a gloss coat on it because it's just so nice as it is. I don't really think these cars would have been, mirror finish glossy in the first place. The kit decals are amazing. They laid down awesome. I got this whole car decaled in probably under an hour and a half. About an hour and a half, and we just did the reinforcement of using the micro set and then a little bit of micro sol on the MALCO decal area here because that's in a concave area, and then on the car body, like down here where there's a Pennzoil tag, because of the convex of that curve there, and these little dudes up here on the hood scoop. We just did a little bit of micro sol there to help them conform a little bit better, and then we just sliced it through the E here for the door, and then a little bit more micro sol on that, and everything laid down awesome. So the decals are really, really good for the more current issue of this kit. We did recognize the fact that the tires that come with the kit are modern tires that have been added to the kit. The front tires are amazing. They're a very, very nice representation of what we would like to see on the front of this car. But we feel that the rear tires are just a touch small. Sadly, in the AMT parts pack world, the next size up would be a little too large. They were actually rubbing on the lip there for the radius, so we would have to re-radius all that stuff in order to accommodate that wheel or raise the back up a little bit. But a lot of the photos I'd seen, this car's hunkering down. Here's the box flap, and we can see it's launching off the line, so it's definitely squatting in the back. But I like that hunkered rear stance there, and that was the best I was going to get with what we were working with on this particular one. Most of the kit chrome got stripped off. We just left the front and rear bumpers chrome. Everything else got stripped and then repainted again with a TS30, which is to me a Silverleaf, and I really like how that looks. That's what the scoop and the wheels are painted with. A lot of the bright work is done that way also. And then we did around the windows, because this blue color is so silvery, Sharpie didn't work out very well for us, so we went around it with this new marker that we got. It's called Deco Color, and this is a Premio, I guess that's in Spanish. But I got this at the Lobby of Hobbies, and it was half the cost of a Molotow pen, and it has a chisel tip, as we see right here, which makes going around surfaces like this a freaking dream, I tell you what. I believe that this is actually a paint, and I'm thinking that it says it's an oil-based opaque paint. So it did take a little while for it to dry. It's still a little tacky. I did this on Sunday evening, but it is a little tacky still, so we're letting it alone. So it's no worse than the Molotow on how long it takes to dry. But it's kind of like an enamel almost on its duration of drying length. So if you're just conscious of how that's still a little bit gooey. Just stay away from that. The side lights we had a little bit of trouble with here. We had to do a lot of sanding on the bottom edges of this in order to get them to fit in better, and then we just tacked them in place with some the Tamiya extra thick cement, the one with the orange cap. So we got those to sit in there pretty well. And then for the front and rear windows, because there's not much surface at all around the actual frame, I used a cheat that my friend James over at Scale Model Experiment showed me, and that was to use double-sided tape. That's right, just plain old Scotch 3M double-sided tape. You lay in a couple strips here and there, press the window into place, and then what I do is I peel up the extra lip of that and then fold it over and hold it and pinch it onto the window, so the window's held kind of like in two ways there. So it's a good cheat if you're running short on time. It's a great way to do stuff, and it's probably a good way to hold things in place while you're waiting for glue to set up anyway. So if you want to go back and glue those in, you can. So let's see. Let's cut to the money shot here, and we will flip open the nose. And it does flip open pretty decently. I was rather surprised that it does so. And just adjust here a touch. Engine looks really, really good. I mean, that came together so nicely after we got that front timing chain cover to fit on there better. My buddy Dan Doan told me that the timing chain on this stock motor is approximately 7 feet long. That's a long chain. That's longer than I am tall. But yeah, that's a big old chain right there. So there's some weight. But we added in the wiring set that we got. It's a it's not a distributor. It's a magneto. That's the word I'm trying to think of. My goodness. Oh my gosh. I must need to eat lunch. But I was told that this car would not have run a magneto on it, but I don't really mind. I build for what I like to see, and I like magnetos. I think they're cool, so I put one on there. Again, we stripped all the chrome off the engine, so what we're looking at for the blower color is actually TS88. That is titanium gold, and then again the scoop is TS30, which is silver. God, I just said it a second ago, didn't I? It's silver. Let's just go with that. But the hood supports are actually, well, I guess the best way to say it is flimsy enough so that we can actually remove the hood for display purposes. So we can display our purposes and get a better shot of the engine. That really looks good. I really like how that looks. I could go back and redo my springs a little bit here so I can bring out some detail on that, but you know, I'm liking it. It's really like background stuff for that beautiful engine that's sitting up there. And we did have to get a little creative with our wiring because as it turns out that I did not put the magneto up tall enough. I could have gone a little higher with that and cleared the belt for the blower. But yeah, it is what it is for now, I suppose. But the biggest problem that we had during final assembly was these headers. We can see that the steering column snakes through there, and I actually had to cut my steering column in half. I have to go back and touch that up a little bit. But I did have to cut our steering column in half in order to get it through there. I did the best amount of bending I could with these guys, and it's still not perfect. They still sit a little high on the backside, but they're not touching the hood like they were earlier when I first tried to assemble it all. So, I mean, if you want to delete the steering column, I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to get these headers to fit up perfectly. But I tried to do the best job we could, and that's kind of what we came up with. So it was kind of like a 50-50 mix of this is going to work, that's not going to work type of thing. One thing we did do to the body as a modification was we added on the little bit of styrene card right here. Super thin styrene card, and then we added our little magnets up there, so that helps the hood close better and stay closed, and we can see our little itty bitty magnets on our shoulders. It's amazing where this wants to focus. So yeah, the magnets really help when closing that stuff, and I just think that takes it to the next level, you know. All right, so this is running a little on the long side, so we're going to go ahead and sign off here. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks again to Mr. Dillon for hosting yet again another wonderful group build for this year. And I guess we'll talk to you all in the future. Take it easy. Bye now.